So, overrated, underrated Black Friday deals.
I'll start and say underrated. I think that, so for context, my current like home gym season started in 2020. And so of the three that I've seen and paid really close attention to, this is the best one I've seen. I think with what Rogue is doing and how early they're all starting, I feel like everybody's got some type of a sale going on right now. Rep has been rolling through them. Giant lifting's been rolling through them. But I'm curious too, if you guys wouldn't mind when you give your overrated, underrated answer, for those of you guys who have had home gyms longer than myself in 2020, how does this compare to like the glory days pre 2020? Because for me, I think it's underrated and I think it's been going really, really good.
I'd have to agree. I think it's underrated as well. I've really been enjoying seeing these deals come out, and I've had my home gym since 2018, summer of 2018, and so I got to see I got to participate in some of the Black Fridays that happened pre-COVID, and I feel like I've noticed this year. It just seems like it's been ramping up. Every manufacturer, every retailer has been really jumping up and putting deals out, which has been really nice to see. Versus what I felt like before was I had to search them out a little bit more. And maybe it's just the prevalence of the manufacturers now, or maybe I'm paying attention to it more. But it seemed like before, when I was trying to equip my gym or even just add to it, I had to actually seek out and try to find those.
Or maybe you're just subscribed to more email list now.
Yeah. It was pre-neural news for me. So,
dude, speaking of neural news, Jake, just a quick kudos to just the fire you've been bringing with those things, man. Like those are, I feel like they're coming out every day, and I'm sure it takes a lot of work and premeditated thought to make that all happen. So well done, dude.
It's not just junk BS content too. Like,
yeah.
I've signed up for a lot of newsletters that are garbage. Yours is the total exception in the business. It's phenomenal.
Bringing the heat, man.
Well, thank you. I mean, it took a while to like find a rhythm and figure it out, but yeah, I mean, and just like it takes a lot more focus. Yeah, I mean, it takes focus away from other things, but yeah, neural news is. I pride myself on making sure it's not like I know there's like sales and stuff like that, but it's not just supposed to be like a junk newsletter.
Yeah, no, well done, dude. Good job.
And I'm gonna keep making it better. It's gonna get better. Yeah. But anyways, Ashton, I'd be curious to hear from you about just as an actual someone who's selling stuff. What do you think?
Yeah.
About Black Friday deals?
I don't know. I was going like slickdeals.com when I'm looking for good stuff these days, and something I found recently like during the pandemic. I don't know that honestly. I think it's overrated. This is my sense because we started our home gym in 2020, but I was looking for equipment before that. We never pulled the trigger on it, and so I never made a commitment, but I distinctly remember seeing sales that I'm pretty sure were better than any of the next 3 years. And so I'm always kind of reliving those glory days, even though relative to where the market has adjusted, I think things are back to relatively normal. So in terms of price discounts versus the adjusted numbers, so numbers being higher, I think the deals are getting better. But I don't think we're ever going to see stuff like just again thinking about like the good old days, like 50 cents a pound for iron plates, like those when it's discounted from like $1.50 a pound or something crazy like that. Like I think those days are over. So, and I don't know that retailers can discount their equipment as much as they can, considering any number of factors, including inflation, because material costs have gone up and just cost of goods in general. So your discounts off of whatever your distributor pricing is, your wholesale pricing is going to be a lot less. I think that's what we're seeing. So I think it's overrated. That sounds really cynical, but I'm really I was just going through like Adrian Gluck's Black Friday sales, like 10, 20, 25% off. I know GetRx has stuff like 50% off, but it's all the usual stuff. And I'm like, kind of seen it before. I'm not super impressed. Um, just my opinion.
Well, I'll jump on that bandwagon because it is overrated. All right.
Hey.
So, and the reason that it's overrated is because it is just a little bit overrated because it's almost appropriately rated. Now, I've had a garage gym since 2016, and my memories of Black Friday were a lot different back then because I was stupid and didn't actually know what I wanted. And so I started a YouTube channel because I'm stupid and wanted to tell everybody else about the crap that they shouldn't buy. No, so I think that it's overrated, but that doesn't mean I'm not participating. There's a couple things. So one, I think that Rep does a really good job killing it by doing the themes and kind of doing the releases with those themes. So like dumbbells, kettlebells, weights. And I'll be honest, I don't follow it every day either because I kind of don't care. The other stuff was like Rogue doing those 2-for deals. Like that was kind of dope. That's essentially 50% off. So I think it's overrated, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to participate. It just means that the amount of time that I spend dedicated to scrolling while I'm avoiding doing whatever responsibility I'm supposed to be doing at that moment is just a lot less than it has been in the past.
That I will say that Rogue 2-for deal was the only deal I have seen that I was actually impressed with.
Yeah, I started text messaging friends.
Really? It's for Ollie bars, right? Or Oli bars?
One.
It's just all
Yeah.
bars, yes.
Yeah.
I wish they would do a 2 for a power bar.
That'd be
Hey,
sweet. I heard they just added. Yeah, I mean they're adding new stuff. Somebody just mentioned today that they added like the Kabuki Transformer to the sale today.
It's $100 off.
Yeah, and something else from Kabuki maybe.
Cadillac and the Duffalo are in there.
Yeah. So they're
Maybe I do
out.
pay attention.
Yeah, and then they had that garage sale. I don't know. It's probably still up with like nothing much left in there. There was some interesting stuff in there. I didn't jump on it, but okay.
They should just do the garage sale the way they used to, where you show up at Rogue HQ with a set of brass knuckles and you just start taking people out as soon as they open up the gate. So you get there first.
They don't do that anymore?
Do you know what's scarier than running with the bulls? It's running with like CrossFitters. Because those guys are already ridiculous, and they're in shape.
Running with
very
the
fresh.
That's good.
All the strongmen are behind, like, oh my god, fucking cardio.
Jake, what's your take on overrated, underrated for Black Friday?
So I have a few different thoughts. So number one, I say overrated because I think people wait all year for these Black Friday deals, so they'll like hold off on buying for like 8-10 months for that 10% off sale.
Yeah.
It's like you could have had this power rack for the last 10 months, but you told yourself you're going to wait till Black Friday, and then the deals weren't even quite as good. I think also you guys were talking about pre-2020. I remember there being more like doorbusters. Like there would every company would have like, it wouldn't be like everything was 40% off, but they'd choose a few things that were just like 40% off.
Yeah.
So like you could really get some really good steals, which I have not seen this year at all. It'd be more like what we're seeing plus some doorbusters.
Got it.
So, but I mean, like if you're going to like, I think Rogue's having the best sales so far this year, at least like compared to like what they usually do.
Yeah.
With some like basically half off bars, or like you can get there like, I think the Ohio bar is like Ohio Power Bar is probably like close to 20% off.
Yeah, and there's a ton of stuff in the 5 for 5 too, right? Like the Rhinos in 5 for 5 and a bunch of other like big items. The RM3, all their power racks are in 5 for 5. Like it's yeah.
They've always done that though.
At Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the racks have always been like they'll have that big stuff because that's how they get you.
Well, it's like $75 max shipping or something typically if you buy a power rack. right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think because I was looking fairly recently. I was trying to gauge if the garage sale was as good a deal because with the garage sale, they hit you at full price for shipping. You didn't get like you couldn't even if you were piecing together a power rack through the garage sale, you were still going to pay like full line item by line item shipping. It almost made more sense just to buy straight up brand new RM3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I had a quick question for you guys. Do you remember when Rogue partnered? Well, they still have this with the Woodway, and they created like a really inexpensive version. I could have sworn that thing was $29.95, and it jumped up a full grand. Is that just me?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know about that specifically, but that brings up another conversation, sir. So I think that we got a 3-2 here.
Before you do that, I think it was always $39.95.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
The original,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt. Whatever.
How about those Black Friday dank memes? Like the ones where it's like people are like, hold, and they show the price, hold, and then they like raise the price, and it's like, no! Like that's the classic
That's good,
one.
yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one from Ashton. Yeah, that's good.
Love that.
All right.
It's like Massonomics jacking their lift shorts price up to $100 and then bring it back down to 30.
Yeah. They're on sale.
It's like Prime Day.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, I didn't know Amazon did that. That pissed me off.
Well, Amazon doesn't. Well, I mean, it's not like they're stopping it, but the sellers game the system for sure. I use like a couple of different extensions that will show you the historical pricing of an item, and they'll have raised it the day before Prime Day just so that they could drop it back to regular price, and the tech behind the marketplace will show, oh, it's off 30% for Prime Day. It's like, no, that's regular price. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll sometimes see the notification or whatever in the cart that it's its lowest price in the last 28 days or something like that. And you're like, well, oh yeah, okay. It's because last week it was regularly priced.
I looked into this at one point because I was curious about like sale price because setting our own pricing, and I believe there's an FTC regulation that makes that illegal.
That's probably why Amazon's going back to court.
You got to enforce it though.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, and you have to have I don't know how long you have to have your sale price for. That's the same thing with like Kohl's and Macy's do that all the time. They're always running sales, but what is the MSRP?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on to the next topic.